Hey everyone, welcome to my update this Friday. New, fresh update the week after Easter. I hope everyone had a wonderful and happy Easter. Before we get into the update here, I just want to say thank you to everyone for your generous donations to our Lenten project. We more than hit our goal. We'll have some final numbers next week, but I just want to say thank you to everybody. Today, we're going to be interviewing Phil Rezin, who is a partner here at St. Mark's. He is part of our Hope CDA ministry, and this is Second Chance Month here in April, and so we focus on our prison ministry, and I'll have a bunch of different interviews coming up this month, and so Phil's going to join me here in just a minute. What you need to know about what's coming up this week is just two things. First of all, we have Greg Finke preaching here this Sunday. Looking forward to him. He's the guy who wrote Joining Jesus on His Mission. And then the following week, if you know of anyone, or maybe you yourself are interested in becoming a partner here at St. Mark's, or just want to take that next step, we have our Welcome to St. Mark's class coming up. So we sure would love to have you join us for that. Otherwise, God bless you guys as you connect faith and life this week. Let's talk to Phil. All right, I'm here with Phil Rezin. He's a partner here at St. Mark's, and we're talking about Second Chance Month, which is this month of April, where we really focus in on people returning to society from prison. And I know that's not something we talk about a whole lot, but it's incredibly important. I've been really moved by a few movies I've watched recently about our prison system. You've got your Second Chance shirt on. You're working with Hope CDA. Tell me just a little bit about Second Chance Month and Hope CDA and why you're involved.
Okay. So Second Chance Month is a time where we raise awareness to the difficulties that guys coming back from prison face. Whether you don't realize it, but there's obstacles that are in front of them, whether it's employment or housing, education, banking, and just a myriad of other obstacles that they face. And these guys pay their time, and we feel that everybody has dignity and that you're not defined by the mistakes that you've made in life, especially once you're out. And so this is all about raising awareness for that. And I read a stat today from Prison Fellowship that 1 in 3 Americans have a criminal record.
Wow.
So there's a lot of folks in this type of situation, and
Sure.
So that's what Second Chance Month is all about.
Yeah, it's easy to ignore it, right? But it really is right there in front of us. I mean, if you're talking about 1 in 3, I mean that's a pretty high percentage. So that's great. So Second Chance Month, that's what we're celebrating all of April, and I'll be interviewing different folks. Tell us a little bit about Hope CDA. I've mentioned that before a couple different times, but what is Hope CDA? You're involved with it. Tell us a little about it.
Yeah. So and you're going to be interviewing Ron.
Yes, next
Ron
week.
Ziegler, the director, next week. So he'll give you a much better a spiel on this. But basically, the organization is there to help transform the lives of these guys by giving them gainful employment and skills training. It's not a relief organization where and typically, and there's many organizations in town that provide immediate relief. Okay. This is more on the development side, and you walk alongside these men, discipling and living life together for about a year to 15 months. So there's job trainings, there's housing that's provided within boundaries, very strict boundaries to help these guys, make that transition and try to help them to maneuver around obstacles. Sure. and help in whatever way that we can.
Yeah.
So.
And you just literally came from Hope CDA to this interview because you're mentoring someone there, and that's part of what you do. What got you involved in Hope CDA? I mean, what stirred in your heart and said, I've got to do this?
It's funny because my wife Christy and I, we ask ourselves these questions all the time, and I ask the guys too. It's like, how did you and I find each other? And when I'm talking to one of the guys that I mentor, how did we get here? Because people ask me that all the time. It's like, wow, and then when you reflect back on it, you see how God's been working in your life. At first, it's like, I have no idea how I ended up here. You know,
Right.
Marlis asked me. You know, that's the answer everybody gives. But you know, you look back on it from the time I joined St. Mark's to did a first Alpha class, and then maybe 6 years ago, so taught Alpha, and then asked to do Alpha in the prison. So it's like we felt compelled. It's like, yeah, let's give that a try. See, every time we step out, it seems like the Lord gives us more, and which is great. It's always so fulfilling. And then, COVID hit and we couldn't go into Anamosa prison, do Alpha anymore. So it was like, okay, what are we going to do now? So our group kept meeting, and, we came across the guys at Hope CDA. I recently went into a semi-retirement mode and was approached to join them. And it seemed like a natural step. And it's been just tremendously rewarding to actually now walk beside somebody. I didn't think I was equipped for it, but looking back on it, I guess it kind of been preparing me for this, which is, I don't know why, but anyway, here I am.
I think that's great, because a follow-up question to that is just, how has it impacted your life? I mean, so you basically, Marlis asked me, okay, all right, we go there, and then how's it just changed your life? How do you see things differently now?
Well, I mean, I think through this whole process of first meeting guys at Anamosa in the prison, we've got this bias, I think, even in all of us, I shouldn't say all of us, but many of us who went into the prison, of what the guys are going to be like. And when you boil it down to it, instead of grouping people into, they're felons, or, this or that, how we tend to do that. Once you get to know people on an individual basis, and you really develop the relationships, and you realize that that we've all got problems, we've all got struggles, and there's just not enough grace and mercy that is extended in this world. So I think that's probably the biggest thing. I have much more compassion, and I think I've learned to see people as individuals and not in a group as a group. And I think that's been a huge impact on us, and both Christy and myself, and the members of our team.
Yeah. So I'm going to throw a question that's off the beaten path here. So obviously we just experienced tremendous tragedy at Anamosa with two of the people who work there being murdered. We've been praying for them, and my heart goes out really to those families, and I think about our ministry there, and I know so many people are just desperate to get back into Anamosa. What would you say to somebody who looks at what happened and says, see, that's what they're all like? What would you say?
I'd say it's another classic example then of grouping as a group. 10% probably of the guys there, you probably don't want to meet.
Sure.
But the large percentage of the guys that certainly that we've met, I'd say half the prison is probably filled with people who have addictions, maybe mental illness, and they're really no harm to society at all. And we've met so many men, and we've seen how their lives have changed since they've been there. And we've done many groups with guys that are never getting out. I mean, they committed some really bad things 30, 40, 50 years ago. And, people change, lives have changed. Simple mistakes, or a bad decision, is just held against people for way too long. But I mean, we're looking forward to getting right back in there. Oh my gosh, it'd be great.
It's one of the things I think that as I've been, honestly, just this, for me, I'm not very knowledgeable in these issues. And so I've been kind of gaining this knowledge and a little bit more wisdom since I've been here at St. Mark's. And I keep on going back to Jesus's words when he says, when you visited me in prison. And there's something that Jesus knew then that still applies today, right? Because whether you think the justice system is just or unjust or whatever, when you talk about them being individuals, I think that's what Jesus was talking about, right? You came and visited me as an individual, and you cared for me. So I'm just so thankful for your ministry and everybody here at St. Mark's that ministers in Anamosa, and yes, hopefully soon we'll be able to get back there. Anything else you want to share about Second Chance Month before we wrap up?
Yeah, in case, since you didn't cover it, and I think you probably should have,
Go ahead.
the other stuff going on with Second Chance
it.
Month. So, we've got 3 teams that were working together. One was the Hope CDA team, I'm part of that team, and then one was the education team. And so the movie Just Mercy, which showed here last Sunday, if you haven't had a chance to watch that, I think it's on Prime, Amazon Prime or something, just go ahead and watch that movie. Get yourself a little bit more educated about criminal justice and social justice. And the last thing is the prayer walk.
Yes.
So there's a prayer walk at the end of the month, I think at the 28th?
The 25th, April 25th.
Like I said, 25th.
Yeah, April 25th, 2 o'clock, Green Square Park, and Second Chance Prayer Walk.
Yep, the prayer walk. Along the way, there'll be testimonies from some of the guys who are in the program, the Hope CDA program, and they'll tell you how their lives have changed and been transformed through Hope CDA. From drug addiction to productive citizen, and mentoring other guys, which is even cooler. And so put in a plug for that.
That's good. That's good. I have it right here, so you did it well. Thank you very much. Well, that's great. I appreciate you being here, and I just want everybody to know, look for on Sunday mornings and throughout the week, you'll see different opportunities, videos that are just talking about Second Chance Month and our ministry through Hope CDA. So keep your eyes open for that. Again, thanks for being here with me, and God bless you guys.
Yep. See ya.